We are going to be live today, and the topic of today is about education in Norway. We have been talking about free education in Norway. And if we are talking about free education in Norway, many people have so many questions, but what is the better way of talking education in Norway than interviewing a person who is studying in Norway? So this is my friend. We studied together in Tanzania, University of Dar es Salaam. Now he's in Norway pursuing his PhD in Norway. So he's going to be our guest today. I'll be guiding few questions first of all, and then I will invite others to bring your questions, and then we can be able to ask him so that we can be able to answer the questions. Welcome, Samwel.
Thank you very much, Makurino.
First of all, I would like to say thank you, first of all, for you accepting to be live with me today and be in a position to share a lot of things people have been talking about Norway, but you are the expert in Norway because you live in Norway.
The pressure is mine. The pressure is mine.
Yeah. So, first thing, can you introduce yourself? Who are you and where you are right now? I'm talking to you.
Yeah, so as you've mentioned, my name is Samwel Moses Ntapanta. I'm a PhD fellow at the Department of Social Anthropology at the University of Oslo. And currently, I'm in Oslo.
Yeah, so Oslo in Norway. Yes, but for people, if want to know a little bit of background, can you say where did you study your bachelor degree and what did you study? What did you study for master's? Which country or which university? And currently, we already said you were University of Oslo. You are doing PhD. So can you just start with that one?
Yeah, sure. If you can remember, I was 1 year behind you at the University of Dar es Salaam. So I pursued political science and sociology.
Yes.
One of those, there were new courses, degree programs when we started. So I finished in 2009.
Yes.
And then I worked a little bit in between for some years until 2015 when I joined University of Aarhus in Denmark to pursue Master of Science in Human Security, which went from 2015 to 2017. And then luckily, 1st of January 2018, I started the PhD.
Yeah, at the great University of Oslo. If you go to the world ranking of the universities, top 50,
Oslo is there. I think it's number 30 something.
Yeah. So I've been talking a lot and I've been encouraging people when they apply for schools to consider Europe as the first destination than in the US direct. One is because of there is application fee here. There are so many other things, especially in America, than in Europe. But in Europe, Scandinavian countries are the first destination or the first areas where I encourage many people to go, apart from the lifestyle, apart from education. But specifically, we are talking about free education in Norway. That is the core part of this discussion for today. First of all, is it true that education is free? That means you don't pay school fees or tuition and fees in Norway.
Is completely free. When I say free, I mean,
whether you are a citizen or not.
I mean zero. That's how it is.
That's very good. Just to confirm, because we read on the websites, education is free, blah, 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 blah. But yes, we confirm that education is 100% free. Yeah. So that free, that means is from primary school to PhD level, right?
Yeah, it's actually it's free, but this is something also I want to point out.
Yes.
So PhD in Scandinavian countries is not an education; it's an employment.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's free because in US and in UK you have to pay or you have to get scholarship for that. But
yes.
Otherwise in Scandinavia, especially here in Norway and in Denmark where I have experience, you get paid to do. You get employed at the department, and you get pension out of it.
That's very, very good. So we know one of the things is when you go there, let's say you are going to do bachelor, we'll talk about it, or master's. In majority of people are applying for bachelor and masters. There is no fees you need to pay at all, but there is a cost of living. You have to do that.
Yeah.
So if I apply University of Oslo or University of Oslo or whatever any other university there, I get admission. How will I be able to survive the cost of living? Because here in the US, I have to work, and there is a limitation of hours, 20 hours per week. How is students' life in terms of getting extra money for work?
Yeah, so in those Scandinavians, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, as we have mentioned, the education is free. But and actually it's free for everybody, no matter where you come from. Yeah. But then there are classifications of which part of the world you're coming from. So for Europeans, actually they don't have to show that they can afford the cost of living. And we know, yeah, and we know that Scandinavians are among 10 most expensive places to live.
Yes,
that's very important. However, the law say if you are coming outside of EU and EEA and EFTA zone, you have to prove that you can support your living costs while you are studying. So for Norway, you have to show the government that you have, I think, 121,000 Norwegian kroners, which if you convert to Tanzanian shillings, it's around, I think, 20 million Tanzanian shillings.
Usually I tell people average just 10,000 US dollar. 15.
Yeah, so it's around there.
Yeah,
it's around there. But so you have to show them, and the laws say if you have a Norwegian account, you just submit your bank statement. It's in the account. But if you are coming from Tanzania, you don't have a Norwegian account yet, then you can deposit at the university, the department you're going to start account, and they will show the migrations, the government, that this student has the money to show that they can afford. But that can a little bit make people afraid, like, 20 million is, for people like us, we came from our families, we know, our economic hardships. But the good thing is you are allowed to work up to 20 hours a week.
Yes.
And in Norway and Denmark also among the countries in the world where the minimum pay is higher than anywhere.
Yes.
So and it depends which sector you are working with. And I will talk here about the service sector, which is like the lowest. Being a waiter, working in a bar, doing dishes. I dishwashed when I was doing my master's too. And the minimum pay in Norway is 168 Norwegian krona. If you convert that to Tanzanian shillings, it's around 40,000.
So average is just like minimum will be like $18 going to 20.
Yeah, to 24. Yeah, $18 to $24 per hour.
Yes.
And you're allowed to work 20 hours. And this, and this is the legal parameter. I don't want to talk about, sometimes
under the table. No, this is a legal way, normal way you can earn your money.
Yeah. There are other ways they call black ways, but forget about them. This is the legal.
Yeah. So you have pointed something very good. If I want to paraphrase some of the things for the audience, I apply to the university, I get admission. In order to process the visa, I needed to show I have the money to support myself. Unlike in the US, you show the bank statement, which you have in your own local account. But for Norway, you have to show the bank statement coming from the bank in Norway. So if you have your account, or you have your friend's account, they put the money, it's okay. Or you can put the money into the bank account of the department you are going to study. The department gives you the actual bank statement, which you'll be using to the interview. And once you arrive in Norway, two things happen. Number one, they'll give you that money back to you. That's number one.
Yeah, you'll get a bank account.
So if you borrow the money from someone, you can pay back someone the money.
Yeah.
And for you, you can have the cost of living by working.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The cost of living by working, you said the lowest pay usually is around, let's say, in a very simple way, is $15 to $18 per hour, which in the US, most of the students, they work $8 to $10 per hour. So that is, I mean, yes, Norway, whatever, have high cost of living, but they're also very happy too. So thank you for clarifying that one. So let's go to the work.
I wanted to add a little bit there. There is something additional to that.
Yes.
So in Scandinavia, they have there are several foundations. You know, like in US, like the rich families, the rich companies, which give small stipends.
Yes.
To the disadvantaged students. So apart only from working, also someone can, look at this foundation and these funds where they can say, okay, we give you $10 per year just to top up. So it's not only limited to work, but also you can, apply for some funds from foundations, from banks, and
for me, I got also, apart from when I was doing my master's, I got the scholarship from the department, but also external foundation, which is Rotary International, paid also extra money, 24,000, which I didn't apply. I didn't even apply. They say we want to give you extra money.
Yep. So that's what happened.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, so let's go to talk about the work itself, and the studying, and the living. I've been trying to look at the cost of living of different cities in Norway. I know Oslo is one among the highest. So let's use the highest cost of living of Oslo, so that if you go to the lower one, it's easier to survive. So if you work the $18 per hour, or $15, $20 per hour, 20 hours per week, that means it's 80 hours per month, whatever. Can you be able to survive without any stress in Oslo?
Yeah, exactly. Depends on how you live.
The normal person, not to live like local people, like you have to go to the disco, bar, whatever. No.
And that's very important to point out, because going out in Norway is even expensive for Norwegians themselves. I'll tell you one example. The cheapest beer you can buy outside is 120 Norwegian kroners. If you divide by 200, or if you multiply by 200, Tanzanian shillings, around 15,000. So it's one of the most expensive. However, that money is enough. So, for example, the University of Oslo, the government has created this special department which work on own a lot of students' apartments.
Yes.
And these are they are very cheap. So you don't have to go to the private apartments, which are quite expensive. So you can
it's just a low income one, which is helping a lot of people.
for students, yeah. So they have student villages.
Oh, okay.
It's like Mabibo, of course, like Mabibo.
Yes.
Exactly. So you get your room, you share a kitchen with the other people, you have your bathroom, and your studying desk. Those are very cheap. And then what else remain there depends where you'll be living is transport,
Yes.
which for students is around 300 krona a month, which if we make on Tanzanian shillings, it's not that expensive. I think it's around, should be around 18,000.
So like $10 max.
Yeah, it's not that expensive. So, and that's the good thing about Norway. A lot of things are cheaper for students.
Yes.
So you have all these student discounts, and then food wise, which is central. You know, when you are
Yes.
studying, you have to eat. You don't have to have those. You remember the cards we used
Yeah.
to buy at. So for food, actually, uh, when I moved here, so I want to talk from my experience. When I
Yes.
moved here, I didn't know. I went to the supermarkets to buy food, and it was super expensive. Then somehow I start eating bread, like back
Yeah.
at the University of Dar es Salaam when at the end of the semester, when you had to eat bread all over just to pass days.
Yes.
But then I discovered there is a district in Oslo. It's called Greenland. And in Greenland is where all migrants, not all, most of migrants live there, especially refugees from Syria, have been many years. And they have shops where you can even get tilapia.
Yeah.
So these are the places you have to know where to go to shop. You go
Exactly.
there, you buy your 10 kilogram of rice, super cheap. You get ugali, super cheap. You get matoke, super cheap. So then you have to know, where you can live cheaply.
Those are very good tips because when you are not aware, because we use, for instance, in Africa, Tanzania, and for instance, eating out, going to eat in the restaurants, it's easy, it's cheaper, sometimes even than cooking.
And cooking, yeah.
Here, people go to the restaurants, it's so expensive.
Yeah.
But cooking for yourself is very affordable. Going to drink beer in the bar is more expensive, but if you buy the beer and
drink at home,
it's cheaper. So you have
Yeah.
to find out how you can be able to live comfortably and still save extra money on that
Yeah,
particular
actually,
area.
you can even send money home if
Yeah.
you know these small tricks on where to save and where not to spend.
Instead of buying into the very expensive store, there are second-hand stores. Those kind of the cheaper, newer but cheaper stores, kind of
Yeah.
those things. And there are some organizations which give for free to people of low income.
Yeah. There are places where people go to throw their clothes to be taken. And this is very important because I know as Tanzanians we are a little bit shy. We have that kind of being shy. Even transport, instead of taking tram or metro, you can buy a bike, a cycle. You buy a bicycle in a second-hand shop, which costs nothing, and then you don't pay transport for the rest of the time. So
Yeah.
there's small tricks that can save a lot
Let
of
me
money.
give you the funny story about being shy. So for me at that time, I was almost 1 year already in the US. So I finished teaching Fulbright. I moved to California. I was doing my master's. So one of international student was a Nigerian girl. She was pursuing masters of law. And in my school, we have law school and you have school of peace. But we shared 3 or 4 classes related to human rights, immigration, whatever. Some of the classes we studied together. So international office created the Thanksgiving party. So we go there to eat, all international students. So when it was over, so obviously we carried food to our houses.
Yeah.
In Africa, to carry food from any celebration or a certain place, that's poverty, that's bad behavior, whatever. So that lady would say, oh, just get anything you want, like a turkey or something.
Yeah.
Say, no, I'm okay. And I came to realize that for me, I've been in 1 year, so I know it's normal.
Yeah.
I said, we are not in Africa. Here it's normal. You are
It's
okay.
normal.
It's allowed. It's not a bad behavior. It's bad to leave the food going to be thrown away. That's a bad behavior. So
actually, well, I didn't do that much because because in Denmark, because I came with another way. I didn't came with a scholarship. I came through family, and in Denmark, if this is another way, if you come with a family through family, you get paid actually to start. So you get stipend as from high school. I think you start getting stipend. And one of my friends, they were dumpster diving. And as a Tanzanian, I could not do it. And dumpster diving at the supermarkets is fresh fruits, fresh tomatoes, bread. In supermarkets, if they make a bread and it's a little bit cooked, they throw it away. But if you go to those containers where they threw, you find food. And they were going to dumpster diving. I could not do it. So this is one part of the Tanzanian shy of doing.
I remember my first bed. I got it from it was free. It was just someone put on the dump. I said, okay, why should I buy the bed? And I was there for 10 months. Why should I buy the bed? Which, let me stay with it. It was a very nice mattress.
No, this is my room. It's a little bit all over, but almost everything is from picking from the street.
Yeah.
Because here people, when they want to throw things out, there's a special place where you place them. And you just have to go there and pick them,
Yeah, that is the other thing is our culture have to change to find different ways of saving more. And there is nothing like, first of all, people are happy when they don't throw something away. They are going to give someone else for free.
Someone to use it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to a good use than throwing away. Okay, so I'm going to another part of other questions with regarding to lifestyle in Norway and education in general. What I usually tell people, there is one of the difference which I see from America and Europe, or even like Norway. I want to confirm from Norway in particular and Denmark for those two cases.
Yeah.
International student or just any immigrant, a police officer can ask you a question. Can I see your permit? Or you are just walking, you're in the bus stop or bus station. Oh, are you here as a student? Can I see your visa or whatever? Kind of like a student card, kind of that to prove that you're a student. But in the US, it is illegal to do that. A police officer is not allowed to stop me. What criteria did you use to stop me? Because I have accent, or because I'm black, or because of what? So it is illegal here. So in that particular way, at the visa interview, at the US visa, the number one job is to make sure that if you are international, you are planning to come as a student, his assumption is you want to use education as a means to disappear in the US. So prove to the consular that is not my intention. I'll come back to my home country right after studies, right after visiting, I'm coming back. But in Europe, I don't think they fear that, because at any time they can ask you that question if they want. How is that way? Like, do you need to work with any documentation? How does that work in Norway and Denmark for both countries you have lived in?
So this is a little bit complicated question. First, I have to admit I've never been stopped by police.
Yes.
I've been here since 2013. I've never had any contact with the police. So that's first. But of course, when you are applying to come here, especially the first time,
yeah,
either you are applying for visiting visa, which is the 90 days, or you are applying for student visa, or even if you apart from work visa they don't ask if you're going back, because if you have a contract with the Norwegian employer, they know they won't ask. But especially for student visa and visiting visa, you have to prove that when your visa expires, you're gonna go back. Yes. So that's one. But second, what is quite different here, I think, I haven't been to US, so I cannot speak or compare to that. Everything here is digitalized. Everything. So they don't even have to ask your resident. They will ask you your number. So in Denmark they have it's called CPR number. Here they have it's called citizen number
Yeah. Here
or
is
D
social.
or D number. And once you give that number, they have access to everything about you. You know, depends how I don't know. I don't know how much they can access, but they can access anything. They can find me from that number, and I don't receive like a fine on my mailbox. I receive on my e-box. So there is quite minimal contact with the authorities. So yeah, that should be my experience, I think.
Yeah, that's a very good input to and you sharing on that. Yeah, even here, obviously is I mean you have a social security number where almost everything is there, unless otherwise, if you're a visitor, you don't allow it to work. Obviously, you cannot
Yeah,
have a number. So that should
yeah,
be the easy way. But in a normal way, yes, those are they have all the information. They
yeah.
know that he was born in Kigoma.
But the other thing is, so this is super interesting.
Yes.
This is almost a cashless society, contrary to US, where I can see people you can still pay with the cash,
Yeah.
but there's a minimum amount that you can use.
Yeah.
Everything is cashless. You have to use. No employer is allowed to pay their employees in cash because at least Norway have oil. Denmark is run by taxes. So there's no way you can escape paying tax. That's why they have all your information in that number. Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. Another question related to that. You pointed out something about visiting, especially visiting visa in particular, being is a 30 day, 90 days. Just if you are aware of, can you share about the visiting visa process to go to Norway or to go to Denmark, either of the two of those countries, or both?
Okay, I can talk more about Denmark because I invited my mother last year for Christmas. She was here.
Yes.
And I think it's not complicated, and it's complicated. So this is how I can put it.
Yeah.
The application is very, very simple. When you are older, like my mother.
Yes.
Because there was no way my mother would want to disappear here. So that's the way the question comes. So if you are younger, then there's more questions to that. Show us that you come back.
Yeah.
And this can remind me the first time when I applied for the visa to come here. That I was denied the first time because I didn't prove that I would go back to Tanzania.
And they are correct.
Yeah, they were correct. They were correct. I was not going to disappear, but I understand the fear.
Yeah.
But so the process is simple. So if I want to host someone from Tanzania,
yes,
I have to invite them. And in that invitation letter that I will send to them that they have to submit at the embassy, I have to say why I'm inviting them to come. So with my mom, I said it's Christmas. She has to come and spend Christmas with the grandson.
Yes.
So that's first. But second, also the one who is inviting has to not to prove, but to declare that they have space to host the one who is coming. So that's one part. If you when you are inviting someone, but if So if someone else is applying to come just for visiting, then you need to have hotel bookings already booked.
Yeah.
And then you have to show that you have enough money to spend because you are coming as a tourist. Do you have money to spend? So yeah, those I think those are more problematic. The rest is it's not that difficult. Basically, so you send the application letter. They will ask for bank statements. That's usually they ask. They have to see the transactions and if you have money. So if this is an example, you are 23, you have 200 shillings in your account, and you are applying for visa. They are not going to give you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but otherwise, I think Scandinavians are quite fair.
Yes.
On visa. On a visiting visa, they are quite fair.
Yes. Is it different from US a little bit? Because as I said, number one, and it is written by law if you go to the Department of State website, that when you go to the consular, the first assumption of the consular is you are going to US to disappear.
Yeah.
So prove to me, convince me that you have good ties with your country.
Yeah.
And if you are like a parent, someone is 55, 60, they know you, first of all, you have no interest
of going back.
Yeah. The lifestyle is very complex. You are used to go to a neighbor, to the funeral, to this kind of lifestyle in Africa, eat ugali, eating pilau, but you cannot have that lifestyle, how fast it is, so only everything in the Western country and survive. So we'll go back to it. So yes, inviting someone who is older is a little bit risk-free than inviting someone. How old are you? 24. When did you graduate school? Maybe 3 years ago. What is your job? I'm still looking.
I'm still
disappearing forever.
but I think this is my thought. Scandinavians, they are flexible because first it's small countries, 5 million people in Denmark, 6 or 7 million. Here in Norway, 5 million. At least Norway, they are a little bit many. And it's a very, what can I call, not egalitarian, but everybody looks the same. So if you disappear here, what are you gonna do? They will see you. So there was no way you can hide it compared to the States,
Yes, because here there are Black American, there are Mexican.
You can go to Texas and disappear.
Yeah, you can live off grid if you want.
Yeah,
but over there it's just like it's a tiny country. For instance, let me give you an example. This population of California alone is higher than the population of entire Canada. Because California has over 45 million people, which is all the same like Tanzania, same as in Kenya.
Yeah.
Canada is less than 40 million right now. So, for instance, like if you disappear even in California, they cannot know where you are. Unless others you commit a crime, you are exposing yourself to the system. So, speaking, you brought a good topic, like if you disappear, obvious majority, they are Caucasian, white people.
Yeah,
so you appear somewhere, they know, okay, that is the guy we are looking for.
Yeah.
My first state when I arrived here in America was West Virginia, which average like about 94-95% is white-dominated state. And it's different from Norway because that is a poor state in America where I went. But Norway is still expensive. So it's just like majority are there, but the infrastructure is not good, very poor, and everything, level of exposure and everything was a little bit different. So, as you said, sometimes it is easier to get opportunities, sometimes it's difficult.
Yeah.
How do you prepare yourself to explore and compete at highest level, regardless that you are like the number? There are so many Norwegians there who are white. You can be Norwegian, but black, or from Asia, or from another country, but you are fewer, you're a minority. But how are you having a mindset of continuing being at your best? For instance, at your level, you are doing PhD, technically you are working at the university, but you know for sure, I'm not just here as a normal immigrant. I'm here at highest professional level, going to the further steps. How do you prepare your mindset at greatness to achieve and succeed in Norway?
I think that's a very good question, is I would say is and difficult here. You really have to prepare. You know like in the other countries. I haven't lived in many, but Denmark and Norway is the same. People here are so polite, so you don't know what they think. You know, people walk in the train or in the bus, they will look for an empty seat. A few weeks ago, I posted a photo of me on the trams. I was sitting, it's Corona, we have to have spaces, and people were crowded at the entrance, and I was sitting with the two seats around me. No one was coming to sit, and it was very frustrating. So these are the things. They are so subtle. No one here will come and scream at you because you're brown or you're black, or that will not happen. But as living in very white majority countries, these things happens.
Yes,
this is outside work. At work is quite different. I love the Scandinavian working culture. Is so I would call it kind of informal. They have a lot of formal regulation, whatever, but relationships are very, very informal. It's like professors will eat lunch together. You don't call them professors. That's don't call them professors. Call by their first names. So I think it's not that inside the institutions is quite nice and okay and easygoing, and there's a lot of privilege and closeness with the colleagues, but outside still is a white dominated country, and it's not like everybody's comfortable with the brown guy sitting next to them.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go to another question. This will be about family, relationships, and other things.
Yeah.
Is it easy in Norway and Denmark to date a native of that particular country? You yourself, you have your family, Caucasian family of that, so it's international family. Is it easy for foreigners? And how is the relationship? How does overall just like perception of the other people, kind of that?
Sorry. This is a funny question. I think it's quite easy. And when it comes to dating, because as I've mentioned, these societies are not, how can I put it? They are not mixed. It's like Caucasian, blonde, brown, blue eyes. Everybody's like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets a little bit disgusting of being different in this society, because that's the attraction, because you look different.
Yeah.
So it's more than easy. I know a number of my friends, they have even had time to I could say to establish proper relationships because it's too easy to date people. So I think and I think the Scandinavians are very, very progressive, and if you talk about the women space, it's the same as men. So it can even happen that a girl approaches you.
Yeah.
is normal. So
So you want to tell me we have to encourage our brothers and sisters from Africa to focus more into Scandinavian? Because
I don't want to
no,
declare that.
what I'm saying, let me give you an example. In my opinion, I have nothing against dating your Tanzanian or Kenyan dating you are the same person, but dating in African context is very expensive.
Yeah.
You need it to, I mean, a man, you have to pay money, you have to do whatever. It's so stressful. But in other culture, it is easier. You are stress-free in the sense that no one is depending, like expectation, like you must go and pay their whatever out. There is no such a thing.
Ernest,
yes.
If you are going to a date with a Norwegian or a Danish girl, you share the bill.
Exactly like in the US.
You sit in a bar, you can say, I buy this round. She'll say, I'm buying the next round. It's an insult.
Exactly.
It's an insult if you insist that I'm the man I have to pay.
Yeah. So for me, that is easy life. Like, I mean,
there's no stress. There's no stress.
I don't have stress. I don't need to. I don't have expectation that I have to pay 2-3 meals. Yes, I can have if I want. Okay, this is your birthday. I can buy something for you, but I don't need. I don't have that expectation like dating in Africa, and especially if you have a very this slay queen mod. What they call modern. It's more expensive. I didn't date any person at the university because I depended on the money from the school. I depended on the boom, the money I got from the loan board. How can you use the money from loan board to have a very nice girlfriend? You can't.
But
so,
Makuriro, we have to remember. I'm talking my experience in Scandinavia. Everybody has income here. You lose your job. This are the few countries that have left that you lose your job, the government pay you for not having a job, and they help you to find the next job.
Yes.
You finish university, even as a foreigner, you finish your masters. While you're looking for a job, you have to join in the program in the government. You get paid actually more than what you are receiving as a student, while they are helping you to find a job. And if you stay over 3 years without a job, then they move you to another program, which it's not an employed benefit, it's an employable benefit.
It's disability.
Yeah, you are not employable, so they pay you for that. So that transcends because everybody has an income.
Yes.
You know, back home, sometimes I'm getting really annoyed, when you ask a girl out and they come 6 and you have to pay everything. It's annoying. But at the same time, I'm just thinking, it's like, if I don't know, income, vary a lot.
Yeah. So those are the things like there are cultural, but that's what I'm saying. It is, I mean, in my opinion, whether you want to live in these countries or you don't want, but find opportunity to go there to learn different things from other people. You can use this experience even to teach your daughter, to teach your son, to even like how to build the house, what is important. For instance, at this level for me, there are so many things which are not a big deal. To have a Mac laptop, to have a nice car, to have a phone, whatever. iPhone is just a communication tool. It's not, I cannot even like, oh, I cannot post, I have iPhone 12 or iPhone 11. So what? There are certain things are not important anymore because as humanity is beyond that.
Yeah.
So that's for me, like traveling to these countries is helping, whether to visit, whether it's just, even if you like find a friend, find a way how to visit, you are working, going to Europe, it's like $500-600 flight ticket.
It's quite cheap. I always tell my friends, if you want to come, please let me know. I will write you with an invitation to come and learn, come and see. For example, one of the things in Norway, because we talk about Norway, and in Denmark too, it's the same. They have an unwritten law. It's called law. And you know what it means, law? That you are not better than any others. Even if you can go in downtown and you can meet, for example, in Copenhagen before he died, Maersk, the shipping company,
Yeah.
the biggest shipping company in the world. The owner died several years ago, but it was normal to meet him cycling in the city.
Wow.
And you never see him driving a Vogue, or if he's driving a Toyota Aygo, the small ones. And that's what I love about. I'm not saying, because I know Americans, you love big things. That's what I love about Scandinavia.
Yeah.
It's like you are, even if you are better, you don't have to show anybody else that you're better, because you are better.
Being better is being nice and support others. That is the definition of better. Like, how are you going to pay to the community? How are you going to support the community? Not how much money you have in the bank, and you have a Toyota, you go to the there is a swamp and you hit the water, throw to other. That is not. Yeah, that is being a jerk. It's not being a responsive member of the society.
Yeah, exactly.
Because speaking related to the same thing about you have been inviting people, encouraging people to invite them. I usually tell people there are so many advantages of studying in other countries. There are so many advantages of just traveling to other countries. We need to have that culture in Africa of traveling outside of the Africa. I can give you an example.
But Makulilo.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you short. I'm sorry. I didn't mean. I think this is a very Tanzanian specific problem.
Most West Africans are very exposed.
And Kenyans.
You know that. But East African, yes, there is Kenya, they're doing much better. There are Ethiopia doing much better. But Tanzania, Uganda is not too much. But we still have that, like, if I have to travel somewhere, I have like to go to my village. But we need to have so much experience. Like, Nigerians are everywhere in this world. Go to Ghana. Go to Cameroon. Man. And they share this information to everyone.
And those guys have had time to get visas.
Yes.
You know that. They are on the least countries that you have an opportunity to get a visa to travel and visit.
Yes. Yeah. So one of the things, like, I can give example. Let's say someone is studying, I usually like to use this example. You studied to become architecture, to design those buildings, which is very good program. But you are born, let's say, in Tukuyu, Mbeya. Then you studied in Tukuyu, primary school. Secondary school, you went to Mwakaleli, somewhere small village school. High school, you came in Mbeya town, or you went to another region. Then university, either you studied in Mbeya, you come to Dar es Salaam to study that architecture, which is good. What exposure do you have of buildings? Most of the buildings, even the nice buildings in Tanzania, you have never been inside. You see them from outside. So you find out that's the overall effect of African homes, especially Tanzanians. I can give you an example. They are so beautiful from outside. Nice game, nice everything. Go inside. Most of them, they are poorly designed. The toilet is just like
dark inside, and
so dark. Like for instance, like the kitchen is at the certain room over there. It's hiding, like it's a store. Like, why do you need to hide in the kitchen and you expect your husband to help you to cook?
Exactly.
So there are but if you travel outside, it will help you. So inside the homes of Western, most of the homes in Norway, even in Denmark or in the US, yes, there are homes which are nice outside, but the emphasis is inside. How do you design inside? How can you have attractive home from inside? Because you are staying inside, you are not staying outside.
That's where you are living. That's where you are living. So, and this is very interesting because in Denmark, and Danish people are known for the love. They don't show, as I've said, they have yentelo. You don't have to show that you are better than that. So they drive small cars. Their all houses look the same.
Yeah.
But the difference is when you go in the houses. It's amazing how they plan the kitchen, and it's super simple. It's not like you have a coffee table, 7 sofas in a sitting room. You know, if you wake up in the night, you're gonna hit things. No, it's like very simple, very cozy, and really nice. Because they spend most of time inside. Maybe this is maybe if we think, because back home we
Yeah,
spend most of our time outside because it's hot.
yeah, because we don't create inside to be attractive. So even
Yeah,
the birthday, you have to do birthday in the restaurant because
yeah,
inside the house is not attractive. You don't design something to can host something at your home.
and
That is
and, and and I agree with you. So the especially I've been seeing a lot of young architecture designers, trying to imitate. But I don't know. I don't know the concept of modernity itself. I think is quite different. So I think these guys, if they seek for exposure or seek for knowledge in architect and designing and interior designing, how to make the inside house, attractive but also inviting, because it's hot in
yes,
Dar es Salaam. If it's not inviting to sit inside, you're not gonna sit inside.
exactly.
Yeah.
So those are the very good things. Like that's why, like this one, find it, go study in Norway for free. Education is free. Find the way to show the money. After showing the money when
Yeah.
you are there, you can work and live and continue with the 2 years, for instance, masters, or you do 3, 4 years PhD. You come back to your
Mm,
home country. You are next level of exposure. Yeah,
mm.
you can do things in higher level or very simple, but a little bit different of touch.
Exactly. I just wanted to add a little bit on that, not on the architecture part of it, but also of trying to go abroad. And I really want to share. I don't know if you have that question about the PhD process of applying. And if you
Yes,
have that
I
question, I
have
can.
that question. You can go ahead and share the application process for even for PhD if you like.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to point out, it makes me sad. They are one of the countries that University of Oslo actually has more research project is Tanzania. And sadly, very, very few Tanzanians are applying for those positions. You find a project, the research has been done in Tanzania, there's no Tanzanian. My project, the one I'm in, we had 4 positions. And guess how many Tanzanian we went for the interview? I was alone, and another half, I have something Tanzania. There was no one. And this brings to a very, very fundamental problem. And I want, because from my department, there are going to be two more projects with
Yeah.
PhDs for Tanzania. They're going to be done in Tanzania. And I want people to apply for these positions, because there's a big movement around academia, the decolonization of academia. It's no longer that white people have to come to Tanzania and do research. We have to do research also. I know our governments don't, have funds for research, but these projects which are coming, they really want to find Tanzanians who want to do research. And I know a lot of people, especially for us, we went to University of Dar es Salaam. We always have this fear of the upper second cut. And I want to tell people, I don't have upper second. I have lower second GPA, because a lot of people are afraid of the GPA. And that's what, we were told at the University of Dar es Salaam. If you get, if you want to stay in
Yeah.
academia, you do research, you need to get, you know, upper second, I don't know, 3.8,
Yeah.
which at the PhD level, it's like, I'm not saying that if you have 1.7, you're gonna get the position. No, you're not gonna get. That's the fact. But if what they look first is your project proposal, is your research proposal. That's the thing they look first. Even if you have 4.0 GPA, if you have weak proposal, they're gonna dump you. So first, I really want people to apply for this. Don't worry, you have 3.2, 3.1, still okay if you have a good research idea.
That's you raise a very good point. Usually I tell people when you apply, yes, upper second is very important, 3.5 and above, but it doesn't mean that if you have even first class, you'll get a scholarship.
No.
If you say, I'm going to study in Norway so that I can live in Norway, they don't give you scholarship, even if you
No, they're not going to give you that. No.
Let's say someone has a 3.4 or 3.2. I said, okay, I have this bachelor, I have this number of work of experience. My goal is to do PhD in designing 1, 2, 3. If I come back to my country, I want to accomplish 1, 2, 3, 4. They are going to give you, because you are going to come back to home country and you are going to be positive, supporting or doing something which is very important.
That's a very important point. And you know why they know that? I have the trick for that. Don't write a research proposal completely new from nowhere. So you know, in whatever position people are, there are problems to be researched. You work in you work in agriculture, you work on afforestation, reforestation, climate change. There are problems, and that's the way to show I'm interested on this, because I've been working in climate change issues for 5 years, and I want to pursue more to look this problem. I want to do research on this. This is one of the things, because if you work on climate change, or if you work in agriculture and suddenly you come with a research proposal for business model for selling I don't know, plastic bags, it's connecting. But I'm saying there should be a connection between what you are doing and what you want to research.
I advise someone, the person has bachelor degree and has masters, was applying for Fulbright scholarship, and she has been invited for the interview next Thursday. She wanted to say, should I apply for another master, which is different program, because I want to do management or something, whatever. So what is your bachelor? Completely different. Or should I apply for PhD? I said, do you want a scholarship or you don't want a scholarship? If you want a scholarship, they want to see the continuity of something.
Yeah.
Because if you can change, let's say, from something like, say you do environment, and you move from environment, I want to do masters in mathematics.
Mathematics is that
the biggest change that way. That means even to change, to decide to live in that country, even illegal, you can make that decision, will be easy decision. So they can determine how quickly can you change the cause. So if you want something to show that I'm the expert in things related to the election, democratization, and everything, to continue with this one. If I come, I want to advise my country and support my country on the same or in the same similar path. It makes a lot of sense.
And actually, this is how I applied for my position. Actually, I built the research proposal from my master thesis, from my master research, because I researched electricity in Zanzibar, like solar power in Zanzibar. And one of the problems that I saw, because now I'm doing my research on electronic waste. So one of the problems I saw in Zanzibar among the solar organizations was the accumulation of waste materials, you know, batteries and panels. And I was like, this is interesting, because if everybody's having solar panels, what about 10 years from now? We're going to have massive waste. What is going to happen? So, and then I saw this project on e-waste. So that's how I write my research proposal around that. And then they looked back and said, so you did on, you know, solar panels and all this. I said, yeah. So they see the continuation. Exactly. But also, they say continuation all the way back to my bachelor's, because I moved, you know, I was in political science and sociology. And then I've moved slowly into anthropology. But I had opted anthropology courses during my bachelor's. So they can see like there's a continuation, you know, of knowledge here. It's not like you are jumping from, you know, like a gazelle.
So there are some few questions here from people. Let me put them here on the screen, and I'm going to they're going to ask. How can you access those student hostels from Ngomno, Warren, either it's the hostel or the special homes or campuses, special rooms and accommodation for international students, for instance? How do you get those one?
No, actually, so that's it's not even a problem. Once you get admission, and you'll be in contact with someone in the administration at the faculty that you're going to study. They're gonna assign you. Once you arrive, you pick your key, you go to your room. So it's not like you have to apply for the housing. The department organized that for you because there's a connection between the student housing and the university.
Okay, that's very good. Yeah, so there is a related question to that, because it depends which hostels or wherever the accommodation, which city they are, the school you are, and whatever. So, and when we are talking about the cost of living, we talked about the cost of living mostly like in Oslo, just overall, just like as an example. But one is giving just example. The same Gomno Warren is asking which cities are cheaper to live in. But I want to, before you go to which cities, because and is it easier, if I can add, to live from different cities from your university?
So that's a very good question. I think also it's one of the expensive one. But then there is, I'm trying to remember the name. It's not Bergen. The others, the capital for the Norwegian starts, the oil company.
Yeah.
That town, I have to remember the name. I don't remember. It's the most expensive, I think. But I think if you go to University of Tromsø, which is very north, which will be hard for.
Very cold.
It's super cold, and you have in December you have the day where you don't see the sun. Maybe you don't see the sun the whole winter, and then you have summer. The sun comes out at midnight.
Wow.
That goes down at midnight and comes out at 4 or 3. So you have only 3 hours or 4 hours of darkness. That can be really challenging. But I think Norway is also is expensive, specifically I think because of accommodation, but other groceries, and I think the price is the same all over. But the thing is, you can live outside these cities, but the thing is, you have to pay more for transport.
Yeah.
So that's the gamble. But I don't see, if you're coming as a student, I don't see the necessity to do that, because the student housing are quite cheap. And when you apply, they have different size, and so you have to apply the one you want. So you pick the cheapest one where you share with other people.
And if I may add something, I want to confirm from you. For instance, even the payment for how much do you get paid per hour? Yes, there is a minimum per hour, but also city to city will have different. The most expensive city, but also they will have pay a little bit well the minimum compared to the cheapest city. So people should not worry too much about okay, if they probably apply to school. If you apply to almost 10 universities, if you get 2, then you'll decide it later. But don't start deciding, but it's expensive, I don't want to go. The money will be corresponding to the lifestyle and how you get paid based on all those kind of things.
Yeah, so this minimum pay is what the government, because the government is regulating. Because otherwise, if they don't put a minimum pay, this is a free market. So you go and someone will say, okay, I'm paying you less than what. So the minimum pay that we mentioned is the one the employers are not allowed to go under.
Below that.
Yeah. So it depends, and this is services. This is like dishwashing, at the restaurant you go in the evening work. But the different different sectors have different law, like the lowest payment.
And different companies also, even like here, let me give you an example. Minimum per hour, minimum wage for instance, in Missouri, Kansas, whatever, it can be, let's say, $8 or $9. But Amazon, entire United States, they have put the minimum wage is $15 per hour, which city doesn't care. So again, a company, they can have minimum that is above that one. So all those things you need to do a research where you want to look for these opportunities. But people should apply, not worrying about which city. First of all, get it. The decision of city and other things will come down the road. You mentioned
get admission.
So that is the 2 universities I wanted. So I mean 3 mainly. It was Oslo, University of Oslo, because my brother studied there.
Yeah.
But also it's because it has masters in conflict resolution and they have masters in human rights. But also the University of Tromsø has conflict resolution and human rights. So I studied about Tromsø, so I applied that one. And also something else, and also I wanted to apply more Bergen.
Bergen, I think Bergen, they have the better African department.
Yes, they have a lot of programs.
For Africa in Bergen than in any other.
And it's something we have been talking about the master's PhD, but they have summer school. They have to know people. I applied one time, was I think 2011 or something. I just let me try. I got the summer school for University of Oslo, and it had a scholarship.
No. This actually, it quite slipped my mind. This is what I wanted to say. Actually, we still have opening for this summer school. And last year, I met one Tanzanian guy. Now he's in UK. He got a Chevening scholarships. He was here, and you see this opportunity because Oslo summer school. You come to Oslo, you stay the whole summer. You meet people from different countries. You exchange, idea and knowledge and whatever. But also it opens other opportunities.
Exactly.
Because you learn, but also when you apply for other scholarships and say, I was at the 2021 Oslo summer school. That gives you a head start.
Yeah. So I'll also share that one. I'll make it the link and share also that one. Yeah. Okay. There is this question which I can answer for you, but you can answer. People want to have your contact, but the best way it would be to go through Facebook, maybe, because I don't want to put your number on the screen.
No, Facebook is much better.
Yeah,
and it's the same name, the way it's written.
So go to the Facebook with the name Samwel Moses Ntapanta. You'll be able to see him. And then
I will check on my whatever inbox.
That will be the best way, because there are 2 people who have asked the contact information. But usually I learned the hard way to share. You can share. You can think that just one person is getting, it will go to everybody. And the problem with time difference, someone will be calling you thinking that it's noon in Ghana, while it is not noon. It's midnight, on your time zone. So there is this question about the visa, which we talked a little bit about that, but you can review a little bit. What is required to secure a visa to Norway? Before you go in detail, we can assume, because we're talking about education, is talking about a student visa. But you can also mention, we have already talked about visiting visa, but talk anything you want about this question about secure visa to Norway.
I don't know if I forgot anything. So I think one of the most fundamental, either it's a student visa or it's a visiting visa, is to prove that you return after you finish your study. It doesn't mean that you have to return. So this I have to be clear here. I'm not saying so when I'm finishing if you get other conditions to allow you to stay, you can stay. And one of the conditions, if you get a job, then you can apply for work permit, and they will allow you to stay. Or if you fall in love and got married, I don't want to go there because I'll start laughing. I don't want to go there, but if you get married, then you have family, then you can apply for family unification permit. Then you can stay. But otherwise, I think that's the most important. If it's a student visa, you have to have an offer. You have to have the money, the 10,000 USD, around that, to prove that you can support yourself. And of course, they will need all the documents from the university to prove that you have the admission.
Yeah.
Then you get a visa within 3 days. You have your visa. If
Yeah.
it's visiting, if you are going just to visit alone, you need to have the hotel bookings. You have to show your bank statements and how much money you have and you're gonna spend while you are in Scandinavia. If you are invited, then the one who is inviting you has to prove, has to show that he can accommodate you for the period that you'll be here. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you also pointed the good thing about uh, no matter your intention is of going there, you have to prove or to convince. For instance, when you apply, you write an essay.
Mm.
You have to explain about the issue about even in the essay. I will come back and do what?
Yeah.
It's not, I'm very much committed. I'm very patriotic. It's not about the words. Like,
No.
currently, I'm working on this particular project, or I have this. I'm going for a visit in Norway. I'm working at this company. I'm manager or operations manager here. So I'm going on my leave. I want just to have to experience Norway, see snow, and all those kind of things. And later, I'll be going and come back to continue my work. And apart from work, I have these 4 acres of corn or of whatever things you have. So you need to show, not just by words, I'm very patriotic, I'm planning to run to become member of parliament. No. Show the items, like these are the things I have, and this is what I've been doing, and this I'm planning to do.
And this, so what I did the first time when I was, I know that I got denied because it was a tourist visa. So it was, and I just finished. It was 2010. I just finished university. It was so hard to get that visa, although I got it at the end. So one of the things I did, because I was working with the local NGO in Dar es Salaam, so I went to my employer and asked for a letter. I said, write a letter which shows my responsibility in this office, and just to show that I work here, I'm expected, I have a leave. That's what the employer wrote. He's having a leave for 2 months, and we expect him to come back after that. So these are the things, as you pointed out.
Those are the good things. Because even myself, on the interview for the Fulbright, everything, and for me, the scholarship was, you are must. It is written. There are so many conditions. Even in the visa, it is written. You must return. Section 8 is of the law. But did I return? No.
No, you didn't.
Conditions. If you come here on that scholarship, then I change it to another school. As long as you are there and do things legally.
No problem. As far as you have new conditions that allow you to stay, then you can stay. Exactly. But you have to show when you apply that, even if in your head you are thinking that I'm not going to go back, you have to convince them that I'm going back.
Definitely, yeah. Thank you for sharing those kind of things. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let me find the there is a question from Dawit Tafere. What if we have a family in Norway? Does I need to show the cost of living, the money for cost of living? Yeah. I mean, let's say you apply. I'm trying to translate the question. You apply as a student, you get admission. My brother lives in Norway, and I'll be living with my brother. I will not go and live, let's say, with the let's say at the dorm, whatever, this kind of. Will I still be required to show the proof of the money?
So here, if I'm trying to understand, here can be 2 ways. If you're coming to study or you are coming to visit.
Yes.
So I will explain first if you're coming to visit. If you're coming to visit, of course they have to prove. Your brother has to prove. The family has to prove to show that they will accommodate you. So that's on one part. But still, they will ask for your bank statement to say, because even if the family is inviting you to visit and you have zero in your account, they will be doubting. Yeah, you have family that actually you have more reason to want to stay than going back. So that's one. But if it's for the education, it's stated. And if they live in Norway, they have a Norwegian account. They just have to show they have that money in their account.
Yes.
Then that's always enough.
Yes. So you don't need to show you are say it will look like, okay, my brother who lives in Norway has this money, will be the person in charge of me, and this is the bank account and everything.
Yeah.
And for that particular reason, you'll get the visa in that particular.
Exactly. There's no problem.
Yeah.
It's not like they want the money. They don't want the money. They want to see the money in Norway.
Yeah, because some people can just go and create whatever you want. This is different because it is a different process, because people are used maybe in America and other countries where you show bank statement in the local account. You have CRDB, NBC.
Makurilo, give me some money. They transfer the money in your account. You show it, then you give them back. No, they want to see the money in Norway.
The money is in Norway.
Yeah.
Which is in safe hands.
Yeah.
Even if you put your own money into the account for the university because you don't have any relative, whatever, they don't take that money away. Once you arrive in Norway, one of the things they'll give you student documentation and everything, and the ID, you go to open a bank account.
Exactly.
Because you open an Norwegian bank account if you're not in Norway with all the proof, everything. Once you open the bank account, they'll give you your money and you can transfer to there. So if you borrow the money from someone, you can be able to pay them back whenever you want. Yeah, so that is a very good one for people to know. The money is not like they are taking it and then it's over. No, it's just once you are there within the first 2 to 3 weeks, all the processes you get, maximum we say 2 weeks, but you get your money.
You get your money back. Therefore, once you have a Norwegian account, the money comes back. Yeah,
and to add on that, if you, especially for the students, if you have admission, you have the money in the bank account, for instance, you pay to the university. There is no reason why they deny you the visa, unless otherwise you are criminal.
No, maybe there are some other reasons, but otherwise there's no way.
Oh, let me give you the funny part. There is one guy, is from Ghana, I think. I usually watch him. Is a comedian, is in England. What is his name? So he has one skit he posted, which is very good. There's one guy who went to the US visa interview. So he was just like, so he was interviewed, blah, blah, blah. So they say, okay, very good. You have passed. You will be given the visa. Come on this day to get the visa. So the guy said, well, thank you. What is about to leave? Oh, the consul asked a question. So you said you are staying, you are planning to, you'll be back after 3 weeks, right? So, what are you saying? Me coming back to Ghana? You gave me the visa and you want me to come back here? No, this is over. I'm going to America. I'll be. So the guy, he started going on and how he loves America while he was staying in America. Even if the decision was revoked, he said, I'm so sorry. Even if the interview was over, now we have denied you the visa. So even if you have the bank statement from the university, you have also what we call the admission letter and all the paperwork, filled everything. Yes, it's a guarantee to get because paperwork is clear. But if you go there, they say, so what is your plan after 3 years after finishing your bachelor degree? So my plan is to go there and become a mayor of Tromsø. Get out of here. They deny you. So you still have to say, I'm coming back. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like how you explain your statement of purpose, how is supposed to come back to be positive, to see what you got from there is going to be positive here. Even if you stay there, that so still even up to the interview, still those questions are very critical for you. Okay. Penny is one lady. She's She has been in England for like, I don't know, 20 years now. She's Kenyan.
Okay.
So she was asking the question which you answered some of it, which do they pay well? You have talked already about the payment system. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what she's asking.
I think she's asking more for her child is college. Most of our kids are around college, kind of that. And one question she was asking for her son, if my son can come to the university, but the son was born in England. So just assure her that it doesn't matter for the citizenship, but also because it's from England, it will be different in terms of not like coming from Africa. So can you explain those kind of things for her?
Yeah. Actually, from EU, there's no any complication, and he just have to apply. And actually, if it was in Denmark, here I don't know because I did my masters in Denmark, so now I know more about PhDs here than masters. But for Denmark, actually, he will be paid also. So in Denmark, if you come from EU as a student, if you work 15 hours a week, then you are entitled to receive the student money that Danish students are receiving.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I know about. I don't know here. I think probably can be the same, but in Denmark, that's how it works. And it's from England, but I don't know how Brexit affect this arrangement so far, but I think it will be still the same.
Thank you for that. So I think that will be able to help her. Okay. Already you already answered this one in detail from Genesis in Tanzania. I think the problem is money. For example, even in Norway, yes, no tuition fee, but you needed to certain amount of money to get admission. Yes, but you can borrow the money from someone. Put the money in Norway. After a month, when you are having in Norway, you have to pay back.
That's no, but I think not about admission. I think
admission is free.
Admission is free. No,
this
admission
is visa process.
You have to pay for the student visa, which is 4,000 kroners. Yeah, but admission to the university is free.
Yeah. Okay. This, I don't know whether it's a specific question for Norway or just in general. What happens when you get scholarship opportunities? Do they also want to have the upkeep money, or now you just look for the money to process your visa? I'll answer that one in many universities or many countries, and then you can speak specifically, because in Norway in particular, because now things have been changing, because there used to have so many scholarships under the quota scheme, things have been able to change. But let's say, for my case, when I was applying for, let's say, I came in the US under Fulbright scholarship. So it was a program to come to teach Swahili language. And that program was fully funded by the US government. So they have what they call DSC 2019. It's just like a version of I-20. In that document, they show how much is the total cost of living and everything, and who is responsible for that money. It was written, Department of State, which is Fulbright IIE, Institute of International Education, was responsible. So for me, I don't need to show any upkeep because they cover everything. Then when I applied for masters, I had 2 scholarships. One was a scholarship from the university, which was covering tuition and fees. And another scholarship was for living expenses. So they don't need to have upkeep because the living expense is already covered. So the I-20 showed how much money I have. The university paid $36,000 US, and then I showed the rest of cost of living, $24,000. I showed another scholarship from Rotary. This is the amount. But if they give you the scholarship, let's say for school fees, tuition and fees, but you don't have the living expenses, yes, you will show the portion. That's why in Norway, they don't have school fees. They don't have tuition and fees. So if they covered that, assume that is a scholarship in America, they covered that. They have no problem. So they ask you, show us the rest of the money, how do you live? So if you have extra money, if another organization in Norway, or you have a person say, I'm going to pay for you, give us the documentation to prove that you can pay or you can survive on your own for this duration. So if you have, which covers even extra to cost of living expenses, the apartment, food, transportation, all those kind of things, you don't need to have any extra document for the financial part, unless otherwise there is any other thing you want to add on your end.
No, exactly. What you have said is can't add anything there. That was the answer.
Yeah, so that's why, and the advantage of applying through scholarship, with the exception of Norway, you reduce the question. I'm giving you an example. If, let's say, I'm the consular officer, you want to come to study in America, you say, I got admission at maybe California State or San Diego State University. School fees is 15,000. Cost of living that year per year is 10,000, 25,000 US dollar. Yes, show me the bank statement and where do you get the money? You show the bank statement of your uncle. I'm a consular officer. I'll ask you a question. How many kids does your uncle have? 3. How many kids of your uncle they study in America or Europe? No one. So do you want to tell me your uncle loves you more than his children? Why your uncle is paying 25,000 for you, not his kids, to go to study in England or in America for 1 year? So if it's 2 years program, is 50,000. And you are going to study what again? Political science. So Kenyatta University,
they have
just like 2,000 US dollar for the full degree. University of Dar es Salaam, $700 for a year. So 3-4 years, 2,000, 3,000, you'll be able to finish. Why in the world you say you are coming back to your home country, you want to study political science, you come here after paying 100,000 in 4 years? How much are you going to get paid? $500 per month. So all these kind of things, you can put yourself in a hard situation. That's why I tell people apply in Norway, because you reduce the reason who pays all those money. But in Norway, it's just tuition and fees already covered. So you can have justification. It's paid for. I'm just going to pay the cost of living.
Exactly.
You see? But you cannot come with that justification. Apply in America. So, and that's why I apply for scholarship. For me, like, why are you going to the University of San Diego? Apart from anything, they gave me 60,000 US dollars. That is a good reason. They paid everything, even if So why should I? I'm going there. Yeah. So those are the things people should consider, like find scholarships. It reduces the rate of you being denied the visa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even like the overall life, some people get confused in one thing. We have that mindset like, I must go to America. All Western countries, first of all, the lifestyle is similar. Yes, when you go to Norway, Finland, Denmark, Sweden, is more happier compared to America. I know that. But actually, the lifestyle is Western lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so the standard of living is much better than in the US.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But you can't say, for me, like, I don't want to apply in Norway. My dream is Canada. What a dream. Just apply. You are going to the first world.
It's a dream. There should be.
Let's talk about the reality. This is the reality. Apply. That's what I tell people. If you want to apply for school, good. Even if your dream is to America, even if my dream was to come to America, but my number one country to apply was in Norway, because I know I cannot just jump direct to America. You need to do 2 different exams. You have to apply for application fee. You have to do everything. But if I apply in Europe, after knowing that I have English proficiency test, I can apply even 50 universities. I don't need to pay anything to apply. Yeah. But in US, you apply 10 universities. How much money are you going to put there? Over 1,000 US dollar. So let's go to the reality. Even if this is your dream, go to any better country, better education in Norway, education in Denmark, education is the same, even better than most of the universities here in America.
There's a simple saying: there's no staircase to the dream.
Exactly.
You have to know how to go around to reach. It's like, the dream is up here. How do you reach up here? There's no staircase to the dream. You have to walk around it. And this is a good detour if your dream is to go to America.
Yeah, for me, like number one, I started my blog in 2007 after having all the information about Norway, number one, and the second country was Netherlands, because I got more information about Norfolk and all. So I used to blog and talk all the things about, because I know, yes, I want to America, but I cannot just go direct. But if I go to Europe, I can get good education, get good masters, get paid. I can be able to apply for PhD in other countries I want, but go there first. You cannot say, I don't want Norway, I want America, even you have never moved from Dodoma to go to Dar es Salaam. Really?
Yeah.
The bed at hand is better than the one is in the forest. So just focus into getting opportunities. First of all, go to those countries. You never know whether you like it or you don't like it until you have it. Don't say I don't like cake, because you have never tested the cake. You don't have the ability to have the cake. Have the cake first. Apply to Norway, apply to Finland, apply to US, apply to Canada. Get 4 or 5 universities in different countries. Then make a decision. Decide which one is a better country, better program, better opportunity, more money, and all those kind of things. Like when I got my master's scholarship, I got Netherlands, I got 2 programs in the US. Then I like, okay, I don't want to go to because I'm already in the US. Okay, between these 2, which one should I go? Obviously, I'm going to California. The program was the same conflict resolution. I'm going to California, better weather, it was more money, everything like kind of that, compared to go to state which was a smaller state, it was not too much. So you need to make a decision after you have something on hand. Genesis is asking, which universities will you recommend for business programs like MBA, etc.?
First, this is I don't know how to answer it. We are talking about Norway, but yes. I think if you want to do MBA, you should go to the Copenhagen Business School. That is the best business school in Scandinavia. In Norway, I don't know that much.
Norwegian School of Management, something like that, whatever, I forgot the name. Yeah, there is a School of Management. But I want to add something for Genesis in Tanzania. The way we see MBA in Tanzania is not like how MBA is perceived in other countries. In other countries, MBA is not a master's degree program like any other master's degree program. It's considered as a professional
degree. Yeah, it's a professional
development. So it's not that way. So there are not many programs or many countries, many universities with that particular program. Or if you apply for scholarships, for instance, in America, not many universities, they have MBA, they provide a scholarship for MBA because people are coming as bankers and managers.
Yeah, people are coming from work. Yeah.
So, but you can find this masters in management. If you want to do, you can apply masters in management. You can find those, a lot of those, than direct is MBA per se.
Yeah.
And if I add another thing, when you apply for program, let's say your bachelor degree is bachelor degree in management. Let me give you an example. When you apply for masters, make sure you apply many universities and many programs. So you can apply your MBA, but apply masters in science in management, apply masters in international trade, apply masters in international whatever something, different program. Then when you get it, then you can make a decision. But don't make a decision I want to do MBA. Okay. Apply to the Denmark, the school you mentioned. Then you don't get it. You waste another year, you'll be waiting at home.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's find another question. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Liz. She sent $5 super chat to appreciate. Thank you so much, Liz. Yeah, she's saying the nice background. Plus, background with Nyerere at the back. I see the book of Nyerere, the brand new book. Yeah, and the free stuff you got from everywhere.
It's a messy.
Yeah, so EBM, I'm enjoying your fireworks, good sense of humor. it is true when we talk about this kind of lifestyle. I will come back to ask about certain just lifestyle questions. I want to go through finishing up some of the. Penny is saying thank you for your response about the someone coming already from EU, from Europe for her son. Is English proficiency proof asked? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That.
Yeah. So there are a few things. I was helping one person to apply for Norway. I applied 4 programs. We're waiting for the results. But the person was not able because she has so many things going on at the moment, divorce and other things, but she wants to go for school. So one of the things which I mentioned, so she cannot do the exam right away because it was a nearby deadline the time she made the decision.
That's not a problem.
What I did was this way. Previously, it used to be so many countries are exempt automatic because you studied high school in English language.
Yeah.
Or you study bachelor degree, English as medium of instruction. But now if you go to the specific websites, each university, some of the universities they mentioned, if you study in South Africa, or there are a few countries in Africa, automatically are getting exempted.
Yeah.
So if you are not in those countries, you have to write, so you write a letter. So I wrote a letter, a waiver exemption letter, that I'm requesting for the waiver because of the following reason. Number one, I started using English language as a medium of instruction from junior high school to high school, and bachelor degree as medium of instruction, as shown in my transcript. I put it there. And the second reason is I'm not in a position at the moment to take the TOEFL or IELTS exam because of the pandemic. The British Council and the TOEFL Center have been closed.
Yeah.
So you play with the system. So we are waiting to see they will give you that exemption.
But also, actually, you don't need the proof during the application. This is very important. The proof you have to provide before starting, when you are at the university, before you start the program.
Good.
So even if you apply without the proof, maybe that's just for Norway, but I don't know about the other countries. You don't need to have it during the application. It will be needed at the time that you are being admitted at the university.
There are 2 questions which are a little bit related, but let me start with this one. For Norway, both of them. Number one is from Bulugu Lubuga. I think this is Tanzanian name. Yeah, and question about Tanzania. How much is the cheapest cost of Tanzania to Norway? Again, what is the cost of student visa processing? I'm also interested to know on healthy services practices. So let's start with the number one. You can ask just like the normal flight from Tanzania to Norway.
Yeah, so because the prices, fluctuate, it depends when you are traveling. So I would say if you have $800, you are sure to have the return ticket, the round trip ticket. Yeah. But sometimes they go even down up to 500.
Yeah, I can add something on the flight ticket. I made a video one time about purchase the flight ticket. You are saying fluctuation, and I want to explain to Bulugu that the fluctuation is, for instance, right now we are talking is almost end of April. Let's say you want to travel next week. The flight ticket will be higher. But if you purchase the ticket today, you are traveling in October, because you have longer time, you have more options, you will be able to get a cheaper ticket.
Yep.
Again, it depends airline and airline. It depends from city to city you are flying from and going. If you're flying from Tanzania, but you want to fly from Kilimanjaro, you'll be having fewer options like flying from Dar es Salaam. So all those kind of things you'll be able to play around. But obviously, like 800 can be guarantee you'll be having a very good money options, kind of that. But for me, I purchased one ticket, like last year, I purchased a ticket from US to Tanzania for 600. Why? Because I purchased in October to fly in May, so 7 months before the time to travel. So the ticket was, instead of buying for 1,500, I purchased for 600. So sometimes those things happen. The related question is, What is the cost of visa for student visa?
Yeah, it's 4,600 if I remember exactly.
Yeah.
Norwegian kroners.
Which is like was
Uh,
$600
like
around.
$600.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, when I made the video, yeah, you remember it's about $600. Is one
Yeah.
among the most expensive student
Student
visa.
visa.
Why
Yeah.
is because they process also the work permit on
The
that.
work permit, yeah. So you don't have to come and apply for the work permit. The student permit, the student visa, give you the right to work the 20 hours. Yeah.
In US, you come here, you have to get a promissory job offer as a student.
Mm.
Then you have to go to apply for social security. Then you have to, there are so many other processes. But Norway, they do everything in advance. That's why it's more expensive because of
Yeah.
that.
And everything is in one card. So
Yeah.
everything is there. Yeah.
Okay. Related question, I'm also interested to know on healthy services practices. I don't understand the last part, whether the jobs which we are talking about, health or the health services, like if you want to be study and work there. I didn't understand the last part. If you get it, you can.
No, I will try to answer the. Me too. I don't get it. But the first part, how is like the health practice condition? Health service is free here. So and everybody is assigned personal doctor. It's just a matter of booking appointment to see your doctor. And there are few costs, of course, not free, but few costs of especially buying medicine. There are some medicines, and yeah. But if it's a matter of studying, actually they want more people in the health sector. All over the world, they want more people in the
Yeah.
health sector. But what will be difficult in Norway, if you are coming to study health, maybe public health or other health programs, if they're offered in English, then it's fine. But then working in the health sector in Norway will be difficult because you have to have knowledge of Norwegian.
Because most of the customers
Patients,
or people who are sick, whatever
yeah,
whoever, they might not know.
yeah. So in Norwegian it becomes a compulsory. Although when you get a student visa, the university has program for international students to study Norwegian.
Yes, the first
So
6 months, right?
yeah, it depends. If you're coming for bachelor, then it will be longer.
Yeah, for bachelor is
Yeah.
longer.
Yeah, so if you're coming for masters, you have. I think there are three courses you can take: beginners, second, and third. So if you are really determined,
I
then you
usually
take
tell
the course
people,
serious.
even if you don't plan to stay there, take
Yeah,
those
yeah,
courses serious. It's just something extra. You can learn more people, can learn more culture. So, and sometimes you might make a decision down the road, you get opportunity, and you
yeah,
didn't learn the language. So just study it. You never know. You
yeah,
might go to your home country and there is a big contract and it's a Norwegian company. The
yeah.
person who studied in Norway with the Norwegian language and that culture, you'll be the
It's
first
an
person
opportunity already. Yeah,
another
yeah.
person from another. Yeah.
You
So
know, Makulilo. I worked in Egypt for 1 year, but although Arabic is close to Swahili, but I learned Egyptian Arabic. Although now I don't remember that much, I know very little. But also, it's the way of knowing the other culture, of integrating. Even if you don't stay longer.
yeah. So there is another question related to Norway in particular, from Musabimana Willie. In Norway, is it possible to change from visitor or tourist visa to become a permanent resident of Norway?
No,
That's number one.
no, there isn't. I've been here. I'm not yet a permanent resident. So this is how it goes. If you have a visiting visa, then it will depend if your conditions while you are in Norway changes. So, for example, you come and this is how many people do. You have a girlfriend, for example, people with girlfriends. You come here to visit your girlfriend, you get married, it means your condition is changed. Then you can apply for temporary residence. Permanent residence, you can get from I think 3 to 5 years of staying here. 3 is very difficult because this amount of income, I think it should be above 300 350,000
Corona.
Norwegian krona per year. So, and that's if it depends what you are working with. If you are working, if it's temporary jobs or this from if you're working on the minimum paid jobs, you're not gonna get that. Then you will have to wait for 5 years. But also, you have to pass a Norwegian test.
Yeah.
So permanent residence can take longer, but if the condition changes while as a tourist, you get married, you can get temporary residence, which they'll give for 3 years, and then you can apply extension if you still have the same condition. If you're divorced, then you go back home. No, you go wherever you want to go. But if that condition still exists, then you can apply for permanent if you reach the required criteria, or they will give you another temporary until you reach the criteria. Yeah.
Okay, you have already answered this one. How is the maximum if bank statement required for a visa application? You already talked about that.
Yeah, but if it's for visiting visa, for tourist visa,
Yes.
if you are coming as a tourist to visit yourself, first you need a booking for the hotel. So you have to book a hotel, and they have to know which hotel you're gonna stay. So you have to show the booking. And I think if you look on their website, I would advise. My memory is not very clear to this, but I think you need at least 500 krona a day each day you stay. So that's the maximum amount of money. They have made a calculation that you spend on food and transport. And yeah.
Okay. He's watching us from Rwanda.
Thank you.
So I can ask you related question to possible change of visitor visa to residence.
Yeah.
One of the conditions to change is if you get married. What if you have a girlfriend there, you are not married, and your girlfriend delivers a baby, and you are the father?
Yeah.
Does
So
help you to get residence in Norway?
yeah, exactly. So this is a tricky question. I don't want to talk for Norway. Let me talk for Denmark, because that's where I've lived and my kids live there. So I know the laws there better than in Norway. So, and I think, but the laws will be the same, I'm sure, also here in Norway. Once you have a kid, as a father, because the right of the kid proceed, they're over any other rights. This is from the Declaration of Human Children Rights, isn't it?
Yes.
And one of the rights of the kid is to see both parents.
Yes.
So it means once you have a kid, you are allowed to stay here until the kid turn 18. That's the law.
Yes.
So yeah, for that case, that's how it's gonna be. Okay, now I want to tell you some street jokes. So this is what happened when I moved here. 2015, 2013. With my ex, and I had some friends in Copenhagen. They were like, you have to make a baby if you want to stay, because that's what. Unlike I didn't manage to have a baby, but that's what they were telling me.
Yeah. So I want to add a few things. I was asking, yes, and you good put like for Denmark and even for Norway. I know that is also valid for German. Most of European countries, they have that one. Very strict. If you have a child, even if you are not married to that person, you have the right to stay there.
Yeah.
Until the child is 18. That right is not in America.
No.
No. Here is this way. If you get married, is more important than having a child. If you have a child, there is no problem. If you're not married to that woman, go to your country. You can come to. You can come. The child that they don't care about that. You are out of study. Go back to your home country. You will not say, "I'm staying here because I want to help to raise a child." No, but if, let's say, you are here and you get married, that is more right, more important than having a child. And that is a guarantee be given permanent resident here. And you get the permanent resident, you can get married today, and tomorrow you submit all the paperwork. And from that way, from when you submit, your process is starting that way. Now, because of the COVID, it takes longer. But usually in 6 months, you get your permanent resident.
Wow, that's quite big.
Permanent resident, when you get by marriage, they give the first one, they give 2 years. If you are still married, they give that one for every 10 years. You go to renew after every 10 years. But if you're a US citizen, 5 years, 3 years of marriage, you become a citizen. But if you're resident through other ways, apart from marriage, is after 5 years. So there is one guy, let me give you this funny part. He had a girlfriend in Tanzania. The girlfriend is German. So the girlfriend came to Tanzania, studying university student, back when we were in the final year. So the guy impregnated the woman. The woman didn't know she was pregnant at the beginning. When the woman found out she was pregnant, she decided to do what? So the woman decided to go back to change the semester and to go back to make sure that she's delivering the baby in German.
Yeah.
The good thing, the woman was very understanding. The name of the child, they collaborate with the father to give the name. When the name of the father is the guy, the African name, whatever, everything. So the family was fearing. They do not know the law of Tanzania. They do not know if we go to Tanzania to take this child, what if the law is there? They say the child must be with the father.
Yeah.
So they were fearing to come to Tanzania to bring the child. Maybe they will be forced to stay there.
Yeah.
But the guy already knows the law of German. If I go to German, I'll have that opportunity of staying there.
Yeah.
So the guy said, but it would be good for me to come to visit. It's not a good idea for the child to start traveling. It's still malaria in Tanzania and everything. I can come to visit.
Let me come.
Let me come for 2 weeks. Then I'll come back and continue my work. But that was not his intention. His intention, he knows the law of German. So the guy traveled to German. Arrived in German, so studied there for like that week. So he said, oh, can I see the birth certificate? I want to know the correct spelling. But the aim was to take a picture of the birth certificate. So the guy took the picture of the birth certificate and just gave to them and knows whatever it is. The day, like tomorrow, you are supposed to go back to Tanzania. You are flying back. They say, oh, I'm going to my friends to have, like, we have a small party to say goodbye. The guy took with his passport and the other important documents and he disappeared. Then he went to a lawyer and he said, I'm changing my mind. I'm not going back to Africa, to Tanzania, because I want to raise my child here. So by law, no matter even if you're on the birth certificate, they had to do DNA. To do the DNA, the guy is the father. The guy stayed there. And I mean, he has a guarantee of staying there. What he didn't know is this one. Because he became a resident of Germany, there is another Kenyan lady. Because, you are speaking about the Swahili, cooking chapati, cooking ugali, pilau, whatever, kachumbari, all those nice stuff.
I know those things.
The guy didn't know that the way he played to get, the woman became pregnant. Now he becomes a target. If he impregnates any woman, because he was German, the mother has to send German too. The woman decided to get pregnant by the guy. And the woman took the guy, do the DNA test. He's the father. The woman said, is he staying there forever? I mean, you said until he's 18 because the father is here. So the law can continue.
Oh, God.
Oh, so it's just like, But here in the US, having a child, you'll pay child support, but it doesn't give you immigration support. Until a child becomes 21, a child will file for you to be given a green card. But a child doesn't help you anything until the child becomes 21. Or the mother gets married to you. If you get married, then every process goes quicker.
That's why when you get divorced, you lose a half of your birthday. Okay.
Yeah, so So yeah, so it's also like in England is different also. Okay, I want to find the other question. Okay, there is this specifically from University of, I don't know how to do AGA, whatever. I know that university in Norway. I found Masters of International Business, of which one admission requirement, they wanted a proof of the Norwegian krona. Is that the amount?
Okay, I think I understand here. First, there are few private universities which will charge tuition fee, but it won't be that amount. 122 is the amount that you have to show that you can support yourself. So you will get admission letter if you apply. You get admission letter that you can join to do whatever study you're going to do. But then when you apply to come, the student visa to come to study, then you need to show this 122,000. Because even the private universities, they don't charge that much amount.
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite.
Yeah, to add on, that is like admission is free, you get it. But to process, like now you have been admitted, to come here, show us you have this money. That is extra step, but not to apply.
Not to apply. Actually, here there's a plus 4,600 kronas to apply for the student visa also. So you have to put on top of this this amount. But this amount you're gonna get back once you get in Norway. You have a bank account, then you get that money back. But that's the money you show that I can support myself living here, paying food and having accommodation.
Hebtab is saying, please tell me free university for master's degree in law in Norway or Netherlands. Thank you. First of all, we can talk specifically for Norway. Netherlands is a little bit different, a little bit. Do you want to mention some of the universities? But the easy way, to make it for others, the easy way, when we say free education, there are public universities. And there are a lot of public universities in Norway. Very private. Majority are public universities. So first of all, just go to the Google search, type public universities in Norway. There are like 25 quick one, the big one over there. Then you can see not all they have all programs. Some of the universities, they are specific for agriculture or engineering, whatever. But if you go to law, for instance, your University of Oslo has a lot of law program, because my brother studied ICT law, University of Oslo. So you can just go to his university, which is University of Oslo.
No. I think he should go. So I didn't mention this. So the government has created a special website for international students. It's called Study in Norway. I don't know if you have seen that. So a lot of this information, you can get them in the Study in Norway.
Yeah, and also there is a way, even if you go direct even to University of Oslo, for instance, you want to apply, you don't apply direct to that university. There is another bypass for international student portal, which you can apply and see all the universities. So if you apply Bergen, Oslo, wherever, they will come into appear in one portal in that way.
Yeah.
So thank you. So just go study in Norway. You'll be able to find that one. Okay. Willie Musabiana, Mr. Makuliro EBM, there is a limit of years for applying a visa like in Canada? No. I mean, the limit, it can be like you cannot apply as a minor to go on your own, but you can be 100 years old, you can apply. They don't care about the age you have at the time of... Okay, someone is asking about green card lottery. Let me answer this one. If you win the lottery, which your wife and 3 children, but your marriage was traditional, meaning no marriage certificate, what should you do? go to the government and get the certificate. Because without the government certificate, the US government recognizes that is not a marriage. Yeah. So the visa we must get, because where, I don't know which country you are from, but each country where there is a government department, like in Tanzania, we call it RITA, which is their agency for registering birth certificate, death certificate, and marriages. So even if you go to traditional marriage, go with the evidence, they will give you the actual certificate. So that certificate is the one required.
Makolilo.
Yes.
I forgot to add.
Yes.
Once you get a student visa for masters, you're allowed to bring your family.
That's very good.
Yeah, if your family back home. When I say family, I mean if you have wife and kids.
Yeah, because when you say family, someone will bring him. I want to come with my uncle.
So I haven't dig. I think you need the same amount of money to show, but you're allowed to bring your family. And the good thing is, I think your wife will have. I'm sure your wife will have a work permit.
Yes, in Norway, your wife is allowed to work.
Yeah.
US, any dependent, not allowed to work. Only you is them. That's why I tell people, apply Norway. Don't be too much obsessed with the US. This is so much stressful here. Typical highest is here we call it a typical capitalist, no mercy at all.
Yeah.
In Norway is a social capitalist. Yes, it's a capitalist country, but they still have social values which are certain level. Yeah. So I think we have answered all the questions. Man. Yeah. So for those, first of all, who are here and can be able to speak Swahili, I have other website or YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/EBM Swahili. You can go there and I have so many videos in Swahili. But for those who are looking for scholarships, they are there. This is my page. I started this blog while I was in second year, 2007. But also, I have a book specifically for to study in US. Overall, but scholarships in general, which if someone goes there, will be able to get that book for free to download. I was planning to create another one specifically for Europe, and most like this is Scandinavian, study in Norway, Finland, Denmark, those kind of things. So yeah. Okay. Is there any other question? No. Okay. On your end, let me see. Okay, so let me give you opportunity on your end. Do you have any question for me?
Yeah. I don't know. I think we had a very interactive discussion. It dissolves. It was not. Which I have a question. I have a question. I was mumbling, trying to think. What's your plan? Are you going to go back home? Are you going to stay in America?
I remember that the question someone when I was new, someone is asking, "Are you going back home?" I asked, "Where is home?" That's a very good question. There are certain stages when you are immigrant. For my case, when having the mindset that I'll go to have a family, marrying a foreigner, live in America, do everything in America, I had that decision while I was in the fifth and grade and sixth grade primary school, 1994, 1995. That was my decision. I usually call that is the decision here. I didn't know much at that time, but the way I was going up, I was conditioning myself. If I apply for scholarships or if I get the opportunity to go to America or any whatever country, I'll be in that country for the rest of my life until I die to that particular country. That was the original decision. Then you are growing up.
Yeah.
You reach your goals, whatever. In the year 2017, there was a shift of certain kind of decisions. Why there was a change of decisions? We managed to get a home loan. We purchased a home. Obviously, I was so much excited. The American dream, part of the American dream is to own the house in America. So when I reached that stage, I was so happy, but that happiness was there for like 2-3 days. But like a week later, whatever, didn't know why I was not happy. Then I came to realize the reason why I was not happy. When I was growing up, I had a goal ahead of me. Your primary school, let me finish, pass, go to secondary school, ordinary secondary school, pass, go to high school, pass, go to the university, go to masters, possible PhD, whatever. So I had a goal, bigger goal towards me. In the list of all my goals, one of the goals I had was also to have the home, have a family, to become an American citizen. So I had everything I wanted. You want to become in America, American citizen, having a good job, have your own house, have a good family. Everything was there. And then I added to have a home. Then I didn't have any goal. So the reason I was not happy is not like I was not happy to own the house, because my brain became empty. I had nothing else. What should I do? Yes, to be paying the mortgage. That's what do I wait? Do I need to die? So on that particular sense, I came with the 3 major goals, which can define what will be my next plan. Number one was I needed to have my brain to be able to work properly. So that's the decision I said I want to write 100 books. Meaning in 30 years, I'll be busy writing books. So something to keep myself, my mind keep going for the next 30 years is a challenge. Secondly, I needed to retire to find a way I can be free. If I say I want to live in one country or another country, I can have that freedom, not depend on the employment. But I didn't know what should I do at that time to depend on the employment.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you after a few minutes. So going forward, going to 2018, going to 2019, going to 18, 19 at that time, I came to realize that in order for me to have that life of being free as I want, I needed, first of all, to pay off the mortgage quicker, and then to own the house. And then that means I can have freedom of going anywhere I want. If I can say, let me stay for 6 months in Africa and 6 months in America, I can have that one. So unfortunately, COVID has affected something. I got different job offers. One of the offer was to work for the federal government, diplomatic, whatever. Already signed the contract, he paid over $100,000 US, whatever, everything. And then with COVID, a year and a half, the contract has to be cut. So there are so many things happen. But my goal was to go to live in Africa for 3 to 5 years. So number one, last year I was supposed to move. I got permission from my work to go to work in Africa. But because I'm an American citizen, you cannot get a work permit in Tanzania if your company is not registered in Tanzania. So, and at that time it was working from Corona was not starting yet. So the work from home was not a thing yet. So the laws are very strict. American company, you must register there. But I cannot say I stay in Tanzania, I work in America. You cannot say that and they pay you. The law doesn't allow that. So for that particular sense, I was already have the ticket, I have a person to rent my house, everything. We are ready to go to Tanzania. So that didn't work. So I have that drive for me to go to live in Africa for 3 to 5 years. Why? Is because I want my kids to have both sides, to have experience, learn the language, the culture, and the enjoyment of other benefits of other countries. The American, they will be staying here forever. But having that kind of both benefits will be able to help them a lot. So for me, that is the bigger drive at the moment. To have the opportunity to have have cows, have goats, have everything, kids playing in their natural life. That's what I want. But for me, as me, to live my rest, like to say I'm going to live in Africa forever, that's impossible. It's impossible because there are certain things I'm doing, like my lifestyle, which I'm going, which now I've decided, like in the next 5 years, I want to stop talking to anybody and my YouTube to be my main business. So if I want to have YouTube, I want to have a freedom of traveling, freedom of doing so many things. And the way we grow up, we go old, we get so many diseases. So the best way is to have better medical care in any Western country. So for me, I'm easier to go to live in any European country, like Portugal, can be affordable, whatever. I don't care. I don't confine myself to America. I must live in America, but I want to live in the first world, because even if I'm in the village, because I like the rural life. Even if I'm in the village, I can make any video, I can teach any course online, I can do anything I want online. But also that's why I want the rural life. So that's why I want, even if I live in America, I want to go to have 4 or 5 acres in the rural areas and have that opportunity of having cows, like African life, everything like I'm in Africa, but I'm here in America. But yes, I'm having interest to live in Africa for 3 to 5 years, just to give kids a certain kind of perspective and benefits of all those kind of things which we enjoyed growing up as kids, but also to have just like it gives you another, just for you live in Tanzania, you live in Denmark, you live in Norway now, your perspective is different. Even if you are born and raised in Norway, your perspective is different. It doesn't matter whether you are in the first world, whether you're in a developing country. Traveling, living in different countries gives you an edge. And even knowing the language, knowing the culture gives you another perspective. So for me, that's what I'm looking for. So I don't confine myself, for me, as I must be in Tanzania, or I must be in America, I must be in Europe. For me, I'm citizen of the world. The definition for me, my responsibility in this world is to make it better, these opportunities. So that's why I go towards like writing books, making videos on YouTube, possible down the road, maybe I can teach online, colleges, doing those kind of things. That means it gives me the freedom. I can go to live in any country on vacation for 3 months, Costa Rica, and I can continue doing my things from home and enjoy them. That is what I'm looking forward on my next chapter of my life.
That's a very good plan. I think so. I'm feeling a little bit envy.
It is a big challenge. That's why now I've become very aggressive into my YouTube, changing so many things. Like I've invested, like just from January to today, for instance, I've spent almost over 8,000 on equipment for my office here. Just to make sure that I want to be very aggressive. I want to grow my YouTube channel 5 years to reach 500,000 subscribers. In the next 5 years to be able to be paid 5,000-7,000 per month. That means I can be able to say, okay, now I want to talk about Norway. I don't need to stay on my computer. I go to Norway. I'm going to the admission office of Oslo. I'm asking questions. I'm going to the department or Ministry of Education. I talk to the people. Those are the videos I want to do down the road. Like, I'm not sitting here. I'm going to the country. Cost of living. Let's talk about Norway. What is the food? Students, I'm interviewing the students who are there in their dorms, kind of that. Those are the next level I'm looking forward on my YouTube channel, how I want to grow to that big. Because there are not many YouTube channels from Africa of this type of content. Majority of the YouTubers in Africa are more kind of entertainment, comedy, sports, politics, news, those kind of whatever. But they are not content you can sit down, let's talk about resume, let's talk about job interview. You can find very few, like Wodemaya is doing very great job talking about someone coming from Africa, from poor country, but now he's a millionaire. How did he build something? Or someone moving from one country to another. But there are not very many YouTubers in Africa of that content. So for my other goal is to make sure that we grow many people, to have so many YouTubers, like a lawyer, become a lawyer, also have a YouTube channel, not just for making money, but showing free education. You are a teacher. Teach some online, you have university professors. Where are your lectures? You go to the Harvard professor, has teaching or whatever online, those classes, theories. We want to have those kind of things also for many people in Africa. So that is my next goal, to encourage many people in Africa to have professional YouTubers in that way, to have many people writing books, if not necessarily to be academician. Each person is a story. Write the book about how to speak Swahili language, how to speak Igbo, Just write that small, simple book of 5-10 pages. Write it. Write the book about your life. Why did you get F in mathematics in primary school? What mistake did you do so that another person cannot do? So we want to have those kind of inspirational, even in your writing. So those are the things I'm looking forward to be able to do in my next chapter.
I wish you luck, and I hope it's a good challenge to give to yourself.
Yeah, so that is it's a big challenge, but it helps me to keep to be alive, I think.
Yeah. No. What else remains if a man has the whole world? You know, we need challenges are important, and actually they make us feel alive, and it's good to put the bar so high.
Exactly.
You know, so that you always climbing and you know.
Even if I don't make 100 books, I might end up with 50 books.
50 books, so 60 books. Yeah.
For instance, like in 2019, in October 15, I said, do you know I can make YouTube seriously? For me, I opened my YouTube channel back in 2010, but I was posting maybe one video in a year or 2 videos in a year. It was not serious. But I said, okay, let me take this thing serious. So October 15, 2019, I said, I want to make it serious. So I went to the YouTube. How many videos should you post in a week? Someone said just 1 video, 2 videos. One person said, I post 1 video per day, every single day for 365 days. I want to see what happens. What are the changes happen? So I didn't find any person say, I want to make 500 videos. So I said, for me, usually, I don't want to have a smaller goal. Like I want to buy a pen. I can buy that. That is not a goal. I want to have something challenging, something scary, something people tell me that is impossible. That's what I enjoy, to go challenging myself. So I say I want to make 1,000 videos. Remember, I was making how many videos per year? 1 to 2 videos. If I make a lot of videos, maybe 10 videos. So I said I want to make 1,000 videos in a year, which is impossible, obviously. But I didn't force myself. For my goals, even if I reach 365, still that is impressive. Within a year, I was able to produce over 800 videos.
Wow, that's impressive.
Impact was, I got almost over 45,000 subscribers.
Wow.
So once I have the bigger goals, yes, I didn't reach, but if I could have, I want to have a goal for 100 videos, I was putting my bar very, very low. Putting 1,000, pushing me to 800. So I said, I'm going to write 100 books. Yes, I might not reach 100. I might end up in 85.
Yeah. Or you might end up 120.
Exactly. So those are the things myself, like I want to push myself to have something looking forward. Yeah. What about you? Do you plan to live in Tanzania or in any other country later, or continuing there for now until you further notice?
And no, I think I'm having a similar and opposite to your a vision. I want to go back home at some point. So that's the thing, and I think at certain age, because I'm afraid of the jails for old people. That's what I'm afraid, going to home care.
Yeah.
And I would love to go earlier than now, but my vision, I want to stay in academia. I want to publish a lot. I want to do a lot of research. I want to write books, and this comes because I have a small thing. I want to live forever, and to me, living forever is not going to heaven. Living forever is like 200 from now, someone will pick an old book, in the library and say there was a guy, he lived 200 or 300 years ago, and he said this, and that's how I'm gonna live forever. So that's what I want. So what are the challenges? Going back home is impossible. First, no, there's no university that's gonna give me a job, though they're already offering me jobs.
Yes.
But I know home I'm not gonna get the job, and even if I get, the thing will be there's no funds for research, and I don't want to become I call academic
Hey, just said,
academic
yeah,
entrepreneurs. Going there and start chasing consultants job from UN or whatever, but because that's most of academics are doing, which to me is sad. So I don't see myself going home. No, where is home? That's the question. Going back to Tanzania very soon, but I would love to go as soon as these conditions for the plan of my life in the future. So yeah, and I think I don't believe anywhere to be home. I think where I'm feeling comfortable. I'm more of an adventurer than someone who wants to settle down and build an empire. I'm not an empire builder. So yeah, so it's a little bit vague, but that's how it's supposed to be.
which is very good. But one of the advantages which we have experienced with the COVID is forcing the entire world to have more opportunities working from home.
Yeah.
I can give you an example. On my organization, before the COVID, to be allowed even just 1-2 days away from home, you have to use so many things. Like, this is what I've been working for the whole day. For me, I say there was no trust if you be at home. Even when to get permission for me to go to work in Tanzania from working from home, I had to surrender $20,000 US from my salary. You say, okay, because you're working from home, whatever. So there are so many other things you have to go through. But when the COVID came, one of the advantage companies now, they have so many opportunities, especially academic institutions. You can do a lot of things from home. Before the COVID, I've already started preparing my thesis, like a proposal. I want to do PhD because I say, when I'm going to do YouTube and other things from home, I need to do other things. One of the things I say, I need to do PhD, not just for the matter of making money or something, for two reasons. Number one is many people when they are addressing me, I don't know, because of the online, how do I look? I don't know. But many people, they get confused. They call me Dr. Ernest Makulilo. Whatever, every time people are addressing me, and they have to apologize, sorry, I'm not a doctor, whatever. So I want to have a PhD so that when you address me as a doctor, if you decide to do that, I don't need to apologize for something which I have already. So that is something. But another thing which is, when I'm doing teaching, yes, there are so many opportunities teaching in America here, from online, or even colleges with masters, because teachers from community colleges have master's degree, most of them. But I'd say I want more opportunities around the world. So I'm planning to do my PhD just like through online, something like that, thesis, which I will be focusing on electoral system of the United States presidential election. That's what I'm. Yeah. So that is what I was looking forward to be able to look in few minutes, just in the future. So 5 years, it is also might include PhD just to have something back in that way.
Yeah, so that they don't always confuse you to your brothers.
Yeah, sometimes they confuse. They know this is my brothers or something like that. Yeah.
And the problem, you guys look the same, so.
Okay, let's do okay, just
I think it's from me, is it?
There are 2 questions for you. I want there. Then after these 2 questions, we have to finish. Okay, let's quick. What is the period to apply for study? Forget about the visa. Visas you can visit anytime or work. But when is the time to apply as a student in Norway?
There are 2. Usually there are 2 courses, so it depends on the degree program and department. Usually, we have a spring intake and autumn intake. So that's the time when the
Yeah.
the start starts.
Yeah, but for
And then
international students, most of the universities, they want them to come on the autumn season. Than the
autumn season, yeah.
most of them, but there are, yes, you can go through the spring. So the deadline, most of them is November, December, depending on the universities.
Yeah, yeah,
Some is
yeah.
November 1st, some December. And again, there are, I mean, just the easy way you can go to each
the
university,
website.
just go there and look at the deadline. Some are
Yeah.
most December 1st. Yeah.
And
And
especially
there is a deadline to apply, and there are deadline to upload your documents. So
yeah.
there are difference of those deadlines too. Okay. Bulugu from Tanzania, given that there is tuition free, how are health services covered for the international students in Norway?
So if you are staying for less than 3 months, which is 1 semester, then you will need, like a tourist visa, you need to have the health insurance. Beyond that, if you get a student visa for staying longer automatically, because health is free in Norway, you are included in, it's called national health scheme. So you have the national health insurance, and you'll be assigned a doctor who you will see for free. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, please. So I want to do my PhD in governance on counseling in Norway. So PhD in counseling. How can you help me? I'm in Nigeria. I think the easy way, number one, let someone go direct to your, because this will help also some other people if they have proposal, something they want you to look at, because PhD application is different from masters, right? It's not like you can answer that, but yeah.
So first, there are 2 ways you can apply for masters for the PhD. So you can apply. First, you have to wait for the call, and in Norway, it's a job announcement for the PhD position, and the position usually come in 2 ways. Either from the department, each department they have PhD positions. Depends, maybe 1 a year, maybe 2 a year, maybe 3. So they will announce those, and these ones usually they are general. So you have to come with your proposal, and the department, go through your proposal and see if your research first is feasible, is it researchable? There are all those questions, but also does it serve the interests of the department? So that's and usually those ones are very difficult because a lot of people are applying. But there are also project related positions. So there is a project like the one I'm doing is on e-waste, which is a project and had 6 PhD positions. So already the narrow of your the scope of your proposal is already being, it should be on electronic waste. And then they had the objective of the project, and one of them was to explore informal electronic waste recyclers in Tanzania. So then the project somehow, shape how your proposal is going to be, and then you have to write your proposal within those. And the good thing, and this is the advice I want to tell people, even if you apply through a project and they say we're going to do this, the first thing, get the job. That's important. Apply, don't worry, just have a good research proposal. Once you get the PhD position, once they offer you the position, you can do anything. You can do anything you want. You can change your proposal completely to a new thing. So that's the advantage, because when you get employed, you have at least in anthropology of 1 year of writing your research again, your proposal again, and then from there you go to fieldwork. Then you can change things around. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to put people here on the screen. They can get you on Facebook through your full name.
Yeah.
Genesis in Tanzania says Norway is the best country to go. Even healthy services is free.
except dentists.
Yeah.
Except dentists.
Even here is very, very it is cheaper to fly from here to Tanzania to go and prove your tooth and come back.
Yeah, go back. So that's the only thing.
Bulugu Lubuga is saying thank you, Lot IBM and Samwel Ntapanta. You have made my day. This is more than a training workshop. I have no reason to make me fail from studying abroad. This is, yes, usually tell people you are using so much energy to find a job in Tanzania, in Kenya, Uganda. The energy you're using to find a job for a full year, use 50% of that energy to find the scholarships. You get more money from that, and you are paid to study. So, I mean, and you are living another country to get another experience.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you get one denial, doesn't mean you are not going to get.
I applied 25 scholarships.
Yeah.
I got it. Messi, Ronaldo, there is something they shoot 10 times and they don't score even a goal.
Even a goal, yeah.
I mean, you don't get, you apply another one. Yeah, so I want to say thank you so much for taking your time, almost 2 hours and 30 minutes, which went more than what we expected. Yeah. I would like to appreciate. Yeah. So this has been a very good lesson for many people. I believe is a training for others to share all these kind of things. I hope in the future we can have, if you have more questions, we'll be following you. But apart from that, I hope you are going to finish your PhD well. You are going to continue with your goals and everything well. So thank you so much. May God bless you for everything you've been doing so far.
Thank you too.